What's happening, my children? Papa Sprax here. So, like, full disclosure and everything, this portion of the video is recorded after everything else, right? This is after I started giving it more thought and everything else, and I started building it. So the video question is the title, Exiting the Matrix, and this whole thing actually spawned as an idea that came from a comment. So when I made the video talking about, you know, my 30 days homeless experience and everything else, and like, if it wasn't for the type of work I do and where I want to go with career path, on how I probably wouldn't go back to living in the societal aspect. I would just, you know, do my own thing. I'd probably become like a nomad and everything else, right? Somebody had posted a comment, I'm right here, there we go, right here, about how, you know, I had exited the Matrix, right? And for whatever reason, that comment just kept sticking with me, kept sticking and sticking. It would not go away. And the thing about me, right, I'm like a full-blown artist, full-blown creative. Yeah, I'm gonna show my Instagram real quick with some of the work I do and whatnot. It takes little things for the gears to just start turning. In fact, I even start saying it in the video if I include that clip. But the gears start turning, and when the gears start turning, they don't stop. It just kept snowballing. It was like exiting the Matrix, exiting the Matrix, exiting the Matrix. I live out a car, and the video was about me living in the car, and I'm exiting the Matrix. What can we do with that? Exit the Matrix, exit, go east. Like literally, my mind was just like, go east. We're gonna go east. We're gonna find some farmland. You know, we could turn this into like a little short, this little script and everything of just driving, showing yourself exiting the Matrix. It could be like a logo or an intro type thing. And then it grew to show your process or how you work and whatnot. And then it grew into, let's actually turn this into not just showing the process and the driving thing, but let's turn this into an exploration type video. And it kept growing and growing and growing to where initially I just drove east and ended up in Wharton State Forest the first time I was there. I didn't have any direction, as in go east, find a good spot of land, you know, a good long stretch. And I found the long stretch I was looking for just going on the whim. To where now I'm like, maybe I could turn this into a series. I don't really know. Like, I didn't have any script. I didn't have an outline or anything recording that. I just went off of a comment that turned into an idea. So with that being said, transition. Sometimes, right? Sometimes you just have an idea. A comment on one of the previous videos I made, somebody was like, "Oh, you're escaping the Matrix and everything." And it doesn't take much to like juggle my brain. So I am in Wharton State Forest in Jersey. Now, the idea behind this was that I was just gonna find somewhere like the country land and whatnot, the farmland, and just go. So I finished some things I had to do and just start driving east. Here I am. Ended up in Wharton State Forest. And I actually found an environment that is exactly like what I wanted, a straight road. I just went exploring to find this. And I found it. And I love it. Absolutely. So I don't have everything I need on me right now, but I have enough to make it work. So I have the tripod, I like to use the gimbal, so we're gonna be using the gimbal. I also, for now, do not have a lens for the G85. So what I mean by that is like its own lens. What I do is I have this very cheap adapter on it. And so with that, I could put Canon lenses on it. And bam, lenses are switched. Also, unfortunately, you know, the front-facing camera is going to be very foggy because it's broken. It's actually cracked from being dropped. The little plastic on it protecting it is gone, so that whole thing has to get replaced, but it's not really a priority. I'll get to it when it gets to it. Now, since this was very impromptu and whatnot, basically it's just the idea that came in my head and started just going for it. I'm on a race against time. It is 3:52. It's gonna start getting aggressively dark soon. You know, the sun starts changing around this time. Don't want the sun to change too much, because what it's gonna do is end up giving different shots. Well, not different shots, different casts. Shadows are gonna move and everything. Sky's gonna get more golden. That could be worked around, but when it comes to grading and everything else, don't really want to deal with that too much. Now, the G85 is a good camera for what it does. Like, it's a very solid camera for what it does. But that being said, there's still limitations. So foremost, this baby is an 8-bit camera. Furthermore, you're also gonna get stuff like this. Now, right now, I have the highlight warning turned off. I usually use it, but at the moment, I just kind of turned it off. Your best friend, neutral density filter. And voila, better. So this is a very, very simple setup I have, you know, for people that come from the struggle like myself and everything. You gotta do what you gotta do. I've worked my way up to get to this stuff. Things have been bought over time. They weren't bought all at once. Remember, I started with a Canon Rebel 350D. And then I moved my way up to the 5D Mark IV. And then I bought the G85. And then I bought the Rode. And then I bought the gimbal. Well, I bought the gimbal before the Rode. These things were over time. And I bought everything besides the gimbal and the Rode used. Do what you gotta do. Now, right now, I do not have painter's tape on me, but I do have electrical tape. So I'm gonna use that to mark the spot so I can shoot one way and shoot the other. As we see, the spot is marked. It's just for a little reference, you know, so I don't lose it or anything. It's loose gravel, so obviously it's not the best. This being low actually helps too. If anything, if you wanted something different, would have put it on an adjustable tripod, right? Put an adjustable tripod, take this base off, put it on top, and it can go up and down. But I actually want it this low because I want it to be a low profile shot, like that. So all that works. And we are now set. By the way, shout out to Small Rig. I love their products. These are so, like this clamp right here, very well made and everything. Now, first scene is done. Just going this way. That scene actually took the biggest issue because I had to go all the way around and then go up. Here is rotate this, move the car a bit up with it to see how the profile and everything looks, and then go back. Well, go forward. One thing I've realized doing this is I'm seeing too much of the ground right here on the on the foreground, like on just how close it is. And personally, it just bothers me how close up this portion is. But there's always a workaround. I have this block of wood. It's gonna work for this somewhat. This is where we get in a bit risky territory. Maybe I'll have to take the second block of wood out. Better. I also realized I had to reset the display a bit. That little bit of height adjustment just makes a difference. You didn't see it. Those two big cars. People that like to go mudding came by. And them driving down made me realize something. Did I hit record? Saw did a little jog over there. Didn't. That would have sucked to drive the car past. And then realize that I didn't hit record at all. And then have to bring the car back down, do a U-turn, and then do another U-turn. Yeah. So looking at the clips, right? So I'm successful, a bit successful for what I was attempting to do. After all, this is just a small little Honda Civic. Like, I'm not trying to be out here reckless, just vroom and everything. But this can lead on to other things, you know what I'm saying? I haven't done anything like that before. I've never even tried to do like a moving car video. My things I always deal with is people, you know, people, portraiture type work, events and stuff and everything. So now I could like experiment with this, see what happens, everything. See if what I had in my head, if I can put it down, like, see if I could put it on paper, metaphorically, even though it's all digital. And if I can, cool. If not, I can learn from this and then try again. And we're back. It's me, past, future, present Sprax here, which actually makes a whole lot of sense if you think about it. But that being said and whatnot, this is why I like comments and things, because I'm a creative. I'm truly a creative, truly an artist. I love doing this type of work. Like, I don't think I will ever go back to doing full-time work like anything else. I live and die doing this things. I can edit for hours. I could be in the studio for hours, sweating, you know, muscle aches, you know, carrying big old cameras, repositioning myself, and it's just, I love it. And it's also why I love comments and things. I can't do much with likes and watch time and whatnot, but a comment can turn into pretty much anything, right? So I don't really know what I'm going to do with all this stuff, like beyond. I don't know if I'm gonna turn it into a series, like renaming the channel Exit the Matrix would be cool, but I call it Sprax because I'm me. I'm Sprax, and the channel is a personality thing. It's meant to be about me, my personality, things I like and whatnot, and trying to build a community around that by just being myself, you know what I'm saying, and allowing people to be themselves. Don't know what I'm going to do, but this was actually a fun thing. Hell, even recording right now, I'm enjoying this, enjoying the peace and serenity of that. And I may try again, you know, I may try to go deeper into Wharton, or even go to, there's a village nearby, you know, start exploring, showing people places that they probably never really heard of, as well as a road trip. Thinking of a road trip, not sure. Who knows? Who knows? Ideas come, got a whole bunch of ideas in my head, and ones I've written down a long time ago, and I'm slowly making them happen. However, I'm gonna have to go back to the Matrix soon because I need a studio space to do a lot of that. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay grinding.